Hello and welcome to Goa 365's Story Behind the Story. Now, we have taken up an issue of women's crime against women, various issues that women face, basically from the criminal point of view, wherein it is mainly possibly it could be because of some sort of domination or lethargy, lethargy from the government side, or whatever may be the reason. So we've started off this discussion last week, and today again to continue along those lines, I have a distinguished panel with us, and I would like to introduce them. Some of them have been regulars, some of them new, some of them I hope we will become regulars later on. So I would like to start off with Dr. Sabina Martin from Bailat Sosad. She is also a former member of the State Commission for Women. Doctor, welcome to us. Second, Dr. Pramod Salgaonkar. She has been the first head of the Women's Commission, former chairperson, and also a political activist, long-time political activist, Mahila Chief of the Congress. Doctor, welcome to our show again. Third, she is a new entrant. Her party is, I don't know, quote unquote, a new entrant into Goa. They have been there before, but she, Dr. Avita Bandodkar, is the core committee member and spokesperson of the Goa TMC, which is incidentally headed by a woman. Yeah. We need an advocate because this is a show. This is an episode where we will be dealing with a lot of crimes against women and the way they are treated in police stations in various. And Advocate Caroline has been on our show earlier, not as often I would want to, but she's been. Advocate Caroline Pilaso, welcome to our show. And last but not the least, she's been with us in the last episode, and she is the president of the Muslim Women's Association, one of the oldest NGOs in dealing with women's issues. Rashida Mudawar, welcome. Now, Sabina, I would like to put you on the spot right at the beginning. Tell us what, in continuation of the crimes against women, what exactly is the status of women? What exactly is that? How you would like to kick off this show?
Okay, I would say that the crimes against women, the redressal mechanism has to be addressed first, and that is at 3 levels. First, when a crime takes place, the woman has to access the system, whether it is going to the police station or registering a complaint. There are a lot of social and cultural factors which prevent her from accessing. So we have to look at these issues. The second, I would say, is that after she decides that she wants to register a complaint, she goes to the police station. We have a police station where cases are not registered. Okay, they are not sensitive, and when the cases are not registered, then the accused, they get emboldened and more crimes take place. Okay, I'll give you one instance just briefly to highlight the point. There was one case we had. A woman was assaulted on the road, not assaulted, she the 3-4 boys, when she was going home, she was encircled. Okay, and they were threatening her that they will do this, they will do that. Now she went and registered a complaint at the police station. The police didn't do anything. Now when the police didn't do anything, those people got emboldened, and actually they had to pay someone money, loan money, and they said, what you can do, I'm not paying, I will cut you and throw you in the ghats. Means that kind of arrogance came in. And then the next incident we had was when she was going to her friend's place, she was assaulted and she was robbed, and she was also molested. So now because this incident was not addressed, the second incident took place. So this is where the police failure comes in. And then we have the third level where intervention is required is the state bodies or political decision making. Now say we have cases, rape cases, there is a Rape Compensation Act. The victims that we helped and we applied for, they never got compensation. Yeah. There was one young student, 10th standard student, because of this case she missed her class. She really needed help, tuitions or something to cope with the studies, plus we had this COVID situation and all. We applied, that money never came. And there are many such instances where we give. Now, we had asked we had written to them how the money is being dispersed, or are they going to get, we got no response. And this is just an example to show how there is at a government level, there has to be intervention. So, social, that system, as well as at the government level.
I'll bring in, to carry on this, I will bring in people who are also part of the political system. Right now they may not be in power, but they have been in power, and I'm sure they are in power in like certain places. I'll bring in Dr. Pramod first and Avita later. Doctor, tell us, it's your this now. Also try and, this political will, I think, is one important thing in this issue.
Actually, Women's Commission, I was the first chairperson. It came into existence in 97. So it's been pretty long time. It's almost 25 years. And we expect by this time that commission should have been functioning so well that when Sabina tells about these cases, that would be the first resort for any woman.
Normally.
Yes, but it has not happened that way. Why it has happened? Because the intention behind the commission constitution was that would be like a place where women should feel very comfortable to come. Whether elderly or a young girl or a housewife, whoever, she would feel, a migrant woman, a tourist, they should feel comfortable coming there, because that's one agency which is run by women, and there would be always presence of women there. And another most important thing was, we expected at that time that in 10-15 years it would be a very visible organization. And we tried from that point of view. Sabina was a member, and Advocate Carol has worked with us. And I think most of the women organizations in Goa were working with Commission, and that should have continued. Later on, what happened was, I had 3 terms, and all 3 terms I have worked with them, and the commission was effective not just because there was a good team there, because all women felt that was their commission. Women organizations felt that is one place where they can go get their work done. They wanted to do some survey, like survey on the crime rate in Goa. She had done a survey on cognizance of non-cognizance. We were just discussing that when a crime which is really cognizable offense, but it is registered as NC. So where is the problem? Why does it get registered as an NC? So all this study she had done through commission. So commission was a agency of the government at that time, which came into existence so that crime against women would be the first thing which would be controlled. And not just control, because crime, it's very difficult to control crime, but it has to be, it is going to be there. So we should have different mechanisms so women can go there, or any victim in any form. Even when there is a murder, people should know where to go, and they should not wait. The police generally waits, murder has happened, then they come. So it's like the Hindi film. So there should be no waiting like that. They should be proactive, and they should prevent crimes. So role of the commission is, at least as we envisaged, was to prevent also. So there are so many, commission had role to give recommendations on which laws, what kind of laws we need, what amendments to the existing laws have to be made, what should be the programs and policies of the government to empower women. So all these issues needed to be tackled, and that is the way to control crime. So because in society we will forever have crimes happening, but then we should have mechanism to deal with it. In the first year itself, we had 700 plus cases in the first year. Then second year another I think 900. By the time we finished the first term of the commission, there were 2000 cases.
Yeah. Now I don't know, Avita, I would like to ask you this. You think it's working? What is supposed to be theory? This what doctor is saying. That's the way. By any logic, this is what it should be. That should be one. And a women's commission anyway, there will be. I would assume that there will be a lot of women there. So you become a little, comfortable. Is it happening? What do you see now? You've been in Goa. You've been born and brought up in Goa. Yes. You've been there in politics. Is it happening?
First of all, I would like to thank you, Glenn, for giving me an opportunity here. I am the one who is coming for the first time and being with among the ladies who are really experienced in this field. So I am really feeling proud today. Secondly, I would say की जशें म्हणलें तुमी की क्रायम रेट कंट्रोल जाता किंवा वेगळे वेगळे इन्स्टिट्यूशनां किंवा सिस्टम कंट्रोल करता काय ना, हो जो इश्यू आसा तो मातसो जर हांव एलॅबोरेट केलो जाल्यार नॅशनल क्रायम रिकॉर्ड्स ब्युरो प्रमाणे आमी गोवा स्टेट नॅशनल एव्हरेजी परस वयर आसात. म्हणजे वर्साक आमचे कडेन जवळ जवळ 60 रेप केसी घडटात आणि हे कितें आमकां पयलीं सारके पेपर चाळपाची गरज ना किंवा खंय कोणा कडेन वचून मागपाची गरज ना. इट इज एट द वन फिंगर पॉयंट. गुगल वच किंवा आनी खंय वच, पेपरार रिकॉर्ड आसा तो पळय आनी तुका सगळें इन्फॉर्मेशन मेळटा. आणि आमचे कडेन ही रेट वाडपाक 2016तल्यान अशें ड्रास्टिकली इन्क्रीज जाला. हेतून हांव नकळो कित्याक 387 केसी जाल्ल्यो आसा रजिस्टर्ड, पूण तेजेर कितले मेजॉरिटी केसीस आसा पेंडींग. आणि म्हाका दिसता हे सिस्टमूच अशी जाल्ली आसा ह्या पिरियडा भितर की जाता तितल्यो केसी दामून दवरप किंवा सारके फॉलोअप जायना किंवा पुलीस खंयच्या तरी सिस्टमांतल्यान पुलीस खंय तरी फेल जाता किंवा पॉलिटिकली इंटरफियरन्स जाता, अश्यो खुबश्यो गजाली आसा. आतां एक केस सांगपाची म्हणली जाल्यार सिद्धी नायकाची केस, जी रेप आनी मर्डर हाल्लीच जाली. आता तेजी केस तेणी इतली ती वेगळे रित्या प्रेझेंट केली, सारखे पोस्टमॉर्टम करप ना, तेजे FIR सारखी हें करून घेवप ना, तेंचे पेरंट्सांक धमकोवप, इमिडिएटली हाडून तेजी बॉडी रोखड्या रोखडी तेजी क्रिमेशन करपा लावप. हेतूंतल्यान खंय तरी दिसता की पॉलिटिकली इंटरफियरन्स आसा काय कितें. आणि जो दबाव पडटा पुलीस ऑफिसरांचेर तो रापोज म्हणटा तो तेका मागीर सस्पेंड केलो, दुसरो लक्षी म्हणटा तेका हाडलो. आणि आमी थ्रू माय पार्टी गोवा टीमसींतल्यान एक डेलिगेशन घेवन गेली आमी आणि एक रिप्रेझेंटेशन केलें लक्षी बाबा कडेन की बाबा आतां तरी पुराय रित्यान तुमी हेजें इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन करात आणि तेका न्याय दियात. म्हाका दिसता अशे तरेन जेन्ना हे सगळ्यो गजाली जाता, मर्डर केल्लो मरून गेलो बट तेजी फॅमिली जी मागीर सोंसता, इट इज व्हेरी डिफिकल्ट. आणि पॉलिटिकली हो इश्यू दाबलो गेलो वता अशें हांव सांगूंक सोदतां. कारण ना जाल्यार ट्रान्सपरन्सी जर आसता सगळ्या सिस्टमा भितर जाल्यार सिस्टमॅटीक पुलीस ऑफिसर वचून ते इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन करप चड इजी जातलें. लॉयर्स किंवा जे जजीस आसा तांकां डिसिजन मेकिंग चड इजी जातलें जर पॉलिटिकल इंटरफियरन्स ना जाल्यार.
Advocate, I would like to just add on to what she said. She's talking about political will and crime rates and all. I'm sure that is it's freely available. But my point is what we were discussing, what I've been discussing with a lot of people, not only with you, that giving a constable, because the PI doesn't mostly get involved, he'll say, okay, tekati. Giving a constable who's basically knows nothing about investigation, detection, they are law and order, bandobast, lati ke, stay on the road, stand for 24, giving him the responsibility to discern whether this is an NC and a cognizable. Don't you think that is asking for too much from the see, I know that the cops work very hard 24 hours, but it's a donkey's work. It's not using intelligence, I would say. What do you feel? Now you're a lawyer, experienced lawyer.
I agree. In fact, that's the reason many times we have women who've come to us and who have got a huge gash on their head, for example, from a assault, and then they'll come and tell us ki police have not done anything. And when we actually go to check at the police station, it is an NC case. And it's an NC, when you say NC means non-cognizable, which means basically the police have no powers to investigate. They will tell you, you want to go, you go and file under 155 or file a private criminal complaint. So this thing of, and I would understand why they want to do it, because when you say NC, they don't have to investigate, they don't have to go to the spot, no panchanamas, no registration of FIR, no investigation. Because then again the time starts ticking, but then charge sheet has to be filed, go before the court, etc., etc. So to just wish away all of this, NC Maldi Zale and the end of story. So it is very sad because again it's left up to, as you said, to the constable who's taking that first complaint to decide whether it becomes NC and accordingly therefore no FIR, or it is cognizable and therefore FIR, and then the investigation process starts. But what does it think for the woman who has first and foremost plucked up the courage And I can tell you that in all the cases that the woman doesn't go over the first slap that she has been slapped, go to the police station, complain galta. It's not. It's after much thought, because sometimes, quite often, it's against the closest person, maybe a husband or an in-law, you know. So for her to get that courage, to find the strength to go to the police station, and then one bit of paper which she doesn't know what on earth has happened, like, it's really, really sad. So this thing should, I mean, you know, again, it would be I think would be a nexus again with the police, and say quite often what we have found out with the medical fraternity, which really people don't talk about, because again, whether it becomes NC or a cognizable depends on the nature of the hurt. Now, if the doctor writes simple hurt, it becomes easier for him also. They don't want to come to the court. And sometimes doctors have very frankly told us, who wants to come repeatedly adjournments, and then this your lawyers grill us in court and things like this. So once it is simple injury, automatically it becomes NC case, and then no further investigation. So a lot of this thing, like what she says, cognizance of non-cognizance, what was studied, because when you actually analyze the NC cases, which must be thousands in a year, they are very serious actually.
Many of them are
very serious, but labeled like this because perhaps the nature of the injury, and or not sent to the police station, or to the medicals, or sometimes like the entry itself point at the police station is so insensitive. To गोवाचेर कशें complain करतलो, they कोर्टाक वयचें पडटा, and all of those things, the negatives are told much more than file this complaint, we will be with you, this is what it is, etc., etc. We'll give you the names of organizations, they will be back up for you, but you got to stop it and nip it in the bud. This is how, if you talk, she would get the courage to go ahead. But if you say, do you want to go to the medical, so medical adatta, jeep ahare, jeep nare, and all of this type of thing, this whole delay, sometimes in a rape matter, for which the strength is on the medical, like from morning to ultimately taken to the medicals is like late in the night, and it's
2 o'clock, 3 o'clock. And just to add, we are saying the police constable, no, he will consult the PI will consult the higher up. And no, they do.
It happens. Very rarely. No, very rarely. I'll tell you
in the cases, because if you have to register an FIR, they have been told that unless the senior is consulted,
that is a different matter.
When it's serious.
That is different matter. That is when it is serious. See, I know the way police work. I don't know, but me, even though I am a journalist, going to a police station is a harrowing affair. You enter there, the guy will be like,
when we get a case in the court of domestic violence, where now it is not like a criminal offense, let's assume a civil protection, basically, just one protection. So we ask them, did you ever lodge a police complaint? And then you can see like 14, 15 pile of it.
Yes.
Parat gale madam, NC ke liye. So where is the fright for the husband? He just
why
knows that
fright?
nothing will be happen.
The responsibility has to be there somewhere, no?
Yeah.
Responsibility is now the courts are saying, and the political establishment is saying there should be CCTV. There should be the political establishment cannot put CCTVs on the roads. What are they going to do in the police station? Second thing is, fear is not there.
no fear.
The cops don't get scared. So obviously people don't get scared of the cops. So what is the... Yeah, Rashida, sorry. We got sidetracked. Rashida, yes.
So what I feel is the one-stop center should be done in
Most
every panchayats like that. So awareness should be done, because that day Sabina was saying the one more stop center was
One-stop crisis center.
Yeah.
No, that is already there under the
Only
scheme.
one that.
What we have been
Yes.
asking as group is an outreach center in every taluka, so that they don't have to go all the way to Panjim.
There should be an outreach in every panchayat.
Panchayat, that's what I'm
saying.
saying. But if you can't, at least start at the taluka. But panchayat would be excellent, so that you train people there, and they could go, because at that level women don't. They need support.
See,
the
why
village.
it's difficult? You have PHCs. You have the medical you have
Correct.
women doctors, directly you do it. Now let me ask you one thing. There is one women's police station, right? Correct me if I'm wrong.
South and North.
Yes.
Okay,
Now they've started.
Two.
Yeah.
South and north.
Okay, there we have 40 constituencies, 2020.
Yeah.
Now, if there are somebody from Kankon, where is the thing?
Margao.
Margao.
From Kankon, people will come to Margao.
That's
Most of these women who have been abused and beaten up and all at home, first of all, the husband will never give them money. The family will never give them money. Come by bus, 2 hours. Is that logical? It is not logical.
Not
It's
logical.
impossible. You come from this side, border areas. Pedne
Yeah,
inside.
they come to Panjim.
How
They
you-
come to
you
Panjim.
to-
Then not only that, after coming to the women police station, they'll say,
Go to
this has happened in say
There.
Perne. Go to the Perne police station. So
report there.
you, because Perne police station, they are finding it that they will not get support or whatever. A women police station, they will get some, because all women are there. It is focused intervention and all, but they will send them back to Perne.
Have you been to the woman? I'm sure you have. Been.
Yes, I have.
Yes.
I have
many
been to the
times.
woman police station here in Panjim. You go there, there'll be some like woman giving you dirty looks. You ask them, no, why you come here? I said, this is your job, no, to do. I had an argument with the PI twice. No, we cannot do this. We can't. Okay. The last I had to tell her, madam, I am paying your salary. You, please. Or you tell me I cannot do. No. They are extremely inhospitable. Imagine me as a journalist who goes there and speaks to them, and I get this response. What is going to happen to assume domestic worker or a labor class? She comes there and she's complaining against her patra. What are you going to do to them? You'll eat them up alive.
Yeah, but in some cases they have been good, effective. Like they will call up and all they do. But
One out of 100, how
and in
many?
some they
One out of 100, how many?
No, but that's what
Whenever
I'm
I had
saying.
gone, that helped me.
Because you're a president
Yeah.
of the women's
Yes,
NGO.
yes.
NGO.
Even on call, they
Oh, president of NGO, what is that?
The Muslim Women's Association.
Exactly.
But
What
it
about
depends
top
on the
person?
nature of the crime, and sometimes where there are other people, other issues involved, then they are vary. And then what happens is like what we tell the women, you go to the police station. And if they don't respond, then you come
Then.
to us. Yeah. So what happens is that's where we know that there is no response. So when we go, we get a response. But when women on their own go, they don't get the same response. That is the
where-
point
that
we
is
are
where
saying. Yeah.
Rashida's thing is, you should have the CC or whatever you
Yeah.
call
Yeah.
them. What are
crisis.
crisis
One-stop
center
crisis center.
everywhere.
Yeah.
So don't give them a chance not to respond.
Yeah,
no?
really,
See,
why
again, I
should-
will bring you, Avita, and this is political will. See, I believe that the same way as the cops deal with criminals, their political masters have to deal with the cops. Kon na tu body. Otherwise, not going to happen. I don't know. Maybe I am wrong, but what would
ना
I would
आता
like
तुम्ही
your
म्हणता की
opinion?
पोलीस किंवा PI पोलीस डिपार्टमेंट इज नॉट डुईंग देअर जॉब
आधी-
अशें जर म्हणलें
हा.
जाल्यार स्वता जेन्ना पुलिसूच इन्वॉल्व असता तेन्ना अशा रेप केसींनी
No, that is a different level
Ah,
altogether.
That's a different.
That is a
Two
different
examples
level.
are in front of us of that Manjunath Kohli who was raping a girl for 1 year, 15 years minor girl, and 17 years girl who was taken to Ponda and raped by another by name Gawas. Surprisingly, जेन्ना ते सिस्टमूच फॉलो करपाक तांकां थंय दवरला कायदो आनी ह्या लोकांक प्रोटेक्शन दिवपाक, आनी ते जेन्ना अशें करपाक लागता, एग्जाम्पल सेट जाता न्ही लोकां मुखार, अरे बाबा पुलीस करपाक शकता, आमी कित्याक करपाक शकना.
You were only trying to say how the political system is not giving backup.
Correct.
Yes.
I
Yes.
still think, and we've got very sensitive police officers, some of
Many
them, I'm
are
not
there,
saying many
yes.
are there.
Many are there.
But what can you do if you take him out for a crime investigation and then put him for bandobast? Or if in case you say there's no DNA testing here, you have to send it
Go
all the way
there.
to Hyderabad. There's no this thing for semen analysis. I mean, what is the backup? You give them some old rifles which don't fire. I mean, you look at the police stations, how bad they are. During COVID time, they were working in such extraneous situations
bad.
that organizations were giving them water kettles and no water purifiers or
Masks
basic
even.
things
Yeah.
they didn't
No,
have.
and today
and
now police
everything.
have become like
So it's like-
asking for
Beggars.
they are
Yeah.
funds. Somebody is
Beggars.
giving them shoes, somebody is
Yes.
giving them water
So in
bottle.
hours and
I
hours they're
feel that
standing
is
on the
really
roadside
sad
sometimes,
state of
you know.
affairs.
Correct. Also now so many vehicles have been given to the cops. So many vehicles have been given to police stations. Where are they at the police station? They are in all these top officers' houses.
Correct. So
All the vehicles. You see the new vehicles which
What
are coming,
can they do?
Scorpios, this,
Where-
that.
yeah.
Now this no. See, this is what I'm talking about. That's why I brought
Yeah.
Avita in and
Yes.
talked about. This is the political
Yes.
will.
Yes.
Now we filed one story. I don't know
So
somewhere.
now I'm
in
saying
South-
don't attack the. I'm not saying
Cops.
don't attack the cops. Are again part of the system, where basically these political
They have to be
interferences.
trained. They have to be trained. Now
Where is the lack of will in the training?
correct.
No
Glenn-
backup.
ग्लेन तुवें म्हाका विचारला तशें आतां की पॉलिटिकल प्रेशर किंवा पॉलिटिकल वील, आतां हांव म्हणूंक सोदता की पॉलिटिकल वील जर जातलें, रुलींग पार्टी जी आसा तेजी सिस्टमान इतलो हें आसपा जाय प्रेशर की बाबा तें काम जावकूच जाय. आयज केस रजिस्टर जाली तेजी इन्व्हेस्टिगेशन रोखडें विदीन 24 hours चालू जावपा जाय. एक केस हांव सांगूं सोदता, बेनावली गँग रेप जी जाली, मायनर 2 चलयो, तेन्ना सीएमान एक स्टेटमेंट केलो की 7 नंतर चलयांनी भायर भोंवप ना आनी ही जबाबदारी पेरंट्साची. तुम्ही म्हणटा की पॉलिटिकल वील जेन्ना आसपा जाय आनी आमचो जो करता धरता जो आसा ते अशें जेन्ना स्टेटमेंट येवपा लागले, तेंचे कडल्यान अपेक्षा आनी कितें करतले?
Unforgivable.
Huh?
Really unforgivable. This is again, now I want to bring the Congress under this. Congress has to bring up, Siddhi Naik case, it had died almost.
Yes.
They came here, the mother and father, they cried here in the thing, and then we did that issue, and then they took it for
I want to
later.
comment here one, Glenn, ki a case happens now in Siddhi Naik's case, we also went as an organization, and there was too many political parties
Yes.
involved, and what happens in these cases sometimes is that there is a pull. Now certain things have to be done. Now the poor family doesn't know whether to listen to this political
correct.
party or that political party, and in the whole process the family or the case suffers, and that is what we found in
I don't
Siddhi
find that
Naik's,
actually. In fact, I don't
case.
find it. I beg to differ, because it's only when the political parties get involved,
Yeah.
then the
They started.
exposure happens.
Yes.
Yes,
See,
I
correct.
agree about the
See,
exposure part of it.
Yeah, see, suppose if I'm
But
not-
in the
no,
court, finally, what do you need? You need evidence. You need proper procedure. Now, over there, the focus should be. Carol will be able to tell you
Yeah.
that okay, the FIR had to be okay, the Panchnama had to be done, investigation has to be done.
I agree.
Yes.
I agree. This is all procedure, but for procedure, first the will should be there.
Correct.
I agree. That I
and,
agree.
And
Yeah.
in India, from what I've seen, in Goa, in India, nothing happens if there's no will. Suppose if the political party is not there, like I'm talking about, say Ravi Naik was the home minister,
Correct.
he finished off crime.
People were
It
scared.
was all those, whoever they were, protectors, X, Y, Z.
Yeah.
What did he do? He
No,
did
we
it.
can have laws and laws. In fact,
Yes.
it is the Indian Penal Code, the IPC, has been amended depending on the situation. So many new
Yeah.
laws, stalking, which never was there, because
yeah.
now they have so many new cases of stalking, acid throwing, disrobing. You can add then, like, so all these are new sections. The question is, if you are not backed up by sensitive police officers,
Yes.
by proper trained, by all this backup, they will just remain laws with flaws and also just remain on the paper. I'll give you just one example of an act which women's organization hailed and celebrated as one of the very progressive law, the Protection of Women from
Yes.
Domestic Violence Act. It is just one law which was so progressive, they called it a single window act, because under one act you can get protection, maintenance, custody, compensation and residence. Others we had to file 5 separate. For maintenance you want, go under 125. Something else, IPC, So this is single window 5, the basic things you get. But the strength of this act would have been if you appointed full-time protection officer, if you appointed counselors, if you started the halfway homes, if you appointed family welfare officers. The 4 basic strengths of that act.
Let me ask you, who can do that? The cops or the political? Okay, wait. Sorry, we have run out of time on this. We will take this up in the next episode. Yeah, this is the point. Who has to do all this? Who has to put it? Who has to implement it? It is only the politician. Here we have 2. So we will catch them next time. If they come to power, maybe let's see what they do later on. Yeah, and thanks. We've discussed this, at least in part. We will continue in the next episode. Thanks, and keep watching Goa 365.